Good morning, class. For a presentation today, I'll be talking about technology's negative impact on children and how we can lessen their usage today. Today in society, there is a majority of people in our country who are responsible enough to recognize that they have reached their digital limit and that they can either put away their phone, screen, or tablet away. Many parents, on the other hand, tend to refuse to understand the balance of it when it comes to their child. They either put the phones in their child's hands and have them play with it for hours. Yet this isn't easy and obvious solution for some parents. The child is satisfied. The adults aren't annoyed to death and the child isn't in danger. But is this really the case? While there is no direct physical harm, the risk of looking on the screen can have many disadvantages for a child. We are using technology right now. Everyone uses it in their living lifestyle, such as young kids. Technology is so important in our lives that today it's affecting young children. It is now time to cut down kids' usage of technology. Technology has the potential to turn into obsession and will effectively cut them off from the rest of society today. Today, during my presentation, I'm going to discuss the harmful effects of technology and the causes and how it's becoming a concern for children. I will also be talking about the negative effects, which are child development, mental health, and shortage of life experiences. Technology is a big part of society today, and it's used by many people in our world. Over the years, technology has improved and advanced greatly. Young children are now starting to get electronics and using the aspects of it at a very young age. With kids starting to use technology, it can cause a toll in their brain development. The logical parts of a teen's brain do not fully mature until they're 25 years old. 25. And starting this at a young age, several children start to receive their digital devices. In a Turkish journal on addictions by Turkish scholars, they state that children under the age of 4 playing games alone rather than being exposed to technology devices will help child development, creative thinking, and problem-solving skills. In addition, another article called How Cell Phones Affect a Child's Brain, written by Dr. Deborah Davis, he states that cell phones release large amounts of microwave radiation over prolonged periods of time, significantly increasing an individual's brain and, if not male, testicular cancer. Kids' minds are so valuable, and it's so alarming to hear what technology can do. Children are so young and they're spending far too many hours on technology. The healthy amount, it says that you should only be limited to only 1 to 2 hours a day. That includes TV, playing video games, watching TV, etc. Children have no idea what's going on with this world, and they've been raised in a world where technology took priority over going outside. From the lack of going outside, it can cause the kids to lose their sense of creativity. And another scholar named Cameron Rodriguez, he stated that increased screen time and less reading time has been associated with poor language development and exclusive functioning, particularly in very young children, as well as poor language development in a young coherent minority children. Spending a lot of time with technology means that they spend less face-to-face interactions. An example I would like to share with you guys all is my experience from work. As you all know, I work for an after-school program for elementary school children, primarily for kindergartners. Every start of the week, I tend to ask my kids what they did over the exciting weekend. The majority of them will still say something tech-related, such as playing video games, watching movies, and I found that so sad due to the beautiful world that we live in. At my job, we also have a toy from home day during the summer, and more than half of the kids in each grade will bring a phone or a tablet and use it instead of playing it with their friends and peers during their free time. They spend far too many hours on their day looking at the phone, which can have a big impact on their growth and thought. The consequences of this will worsen as they get older as well. Moving on, child development is not the only reason why technology is harmful towards kids. Technology can be harmful because it can increase cyberbullying and through social media. And from this, it can lead to negative effects on a child's mental health. Any kids and young adults who have a mobile device usually have some sort of social media, and they usually misuse it. A Journal of Child and Family Studies conducted by a research report on how cyberbullying affects a well-being elementary school children. They conducted that initial levels of cyberbullying victimizations were found to have a significant impact on their later health outcomes, including self-esteem and school connection and depressive symptoms, approaching significantly. Cyberbullying is more common than most parents actually realize. If children are introduced it at a very young age, it may have a significant impact on their emotional health, causing them to have negative feelings and alter their behavior for the rest of their lives. Children should not be concerned with their appearance, instead that they should be more focused on their happiness. The consequences of cyberbullying begin in elementary school, and by the time they reach high school, the kids will have significant self-esteem issues, which will have a great influence on their perception as they're growing up. Cyberbullying is so common and it happens more often than everyone realizes. Particularly now, almost every child has a cell phone by the time they reach middle school. Bullying is so much simpler online and they can say way much hurtful things and comments because it's not face to face. When technology is present in a child's life, it can lead them to use social media and cyberbullying, which can have a negative impact on their mental and emotional well being. We can prevent and lessen the rates of cyberbullying and help their mental health if we help kids lessen their usage today. Lastly, another reason why technology is harmful towards kids is that it can take away their experiences as they are growing up. When adults look back at their childhood, they recall all the enjoyable moments and encounters they had with their friends. When I compare my childhood with my parents, I see a lot of differences than similarities. They grew up without any access of technology and they say they had the time of their life without technology based things. Throughout elementary school, I had no access to any type of technology, but that all changed when I received my first iPhone. Most of the time, my friends and I were so consumed by the screen of the new technology that we got, and then iPhone was so fascinating and so addictive that we got so caught up with the virtual universe and that we didn't see the physical world. Reflecting back, I noticed that being on the screen, I had no time spending time with my friends and no memories were being made. Many generations and younger generations of childhood histories differs from our parents. Dating is an interesting aspect of the teen's experience in life and will always be remembered. In a documentary by Bark on technology on childhood, it says that how instead of meeting somebody in person first, but dating with a newer generation is normal and likely to be dating to start online. Online dating is very common these days, and there's many different apps available for teenagers, even kids, to meet new people. Online communication is much easier, but when it comes to face-to-face interaction, social skills may be lacking. And technology is so heavily reliant on it that certain people are unable to communicate with it. With all this screen time and the amount of experiences that kids lose, it is so unbelievable. As Digital's magazine says, through experiences, we tell our stories, we shape our personalities, and we build our perceptions as life as we know it. Being able to experience real life events rather than the phone or the screen, it can impact a child's life for the greater good. It can benefit them with more enjoyable memories, and it also can increase their happiness. Today, a large portion of kids spend 5 to 8 hours in front of the screen. That is most of their day, and being able to reinforce less screen time for kids can help them perceive a different life. As we come to conclude in this presentation, I want to state that it has been time for us adults to limit children's access to technology. Technology has the ability to become an addiction and potentially isolating them from the rest of society. Today, during my presentation, I talked about how technology is taking away from life experiences, affecting young children through development and health, and increasing the risk of cyberbullying and the effects of it that it has on children. There should be limitations for children in the usage of technology. If the newer generations is reliable only for their technology, the world can be so different and the everyday real life experience can be shifted online and life can actually be taken away. From this presentation, I highly recommend you that if you have a child in your life, whether it's your own, your sibling, or simply a child that you care for, help them limit their access of technology usage. Allow them to experience the world with the five senses, not through a device. We make a big impact. Thank you for listening.